Good evening. We are going to have a wonderful poem recitation today. The students of classes 6 and 7 will be participating in this recitation competition. We have Ronak, we have Meghna, we have Rick, Swastik, and we have Utsav, who is yet to join. In this poem recitation competition, different students will be reciting different poems. And we begin with Ronak, who will be starting the poem recitation competition. Ronak, please.
Good evening, respected teacher and my dear friends. My name is Ronak Mandi and I study in class 7 at St. Xavier's School, Durgapur. Today I am going to recite a poem named Refugee Blues by W.H. Auden. Say this city has 10 million souls. Some are living in mansions, some are living in holes. Yet there's no place for us, my dear. Yet there's no place for us. Once we had a country, we thought it fair. Look in the atlas and you find it there. We cannot go there now, my dear. We cannot go there. In the village churchyard there grows an old. Every spring it blossoms anew. Old passports can't do that, my dear. Old passports can't do that. The consul banged the table and said, if you've got no passport, you're officially dead. But we are still alive, my dear. We are still alive. Went to a committee, they offered me a chair, asked me politely to return next year. But where shall we go today, my dear? But where shall we go today? Came to a public meeting, the speaker got up and said, if we let them in, they will steal our daily bread. He was talking of you and me, my dear. He was talking of you and me. Thought I heard the thunder rumbling in the sky. It was Hitler over Europe saying they must die. Oh, we were in his mind, my dear. Oh, we were in his mind. Saw a poodle in a jacket fastened with a pin. Saw a door open and a cat let in. But they were in German Jews, my dear. But they were in German Jews. Went down the harbor and stood upon the quay. Saw the fish swimming as if they were only 10 feet away, my dear. Only 10 feet away. Walked through a wood, saw the birds in the trees. They had no politicians and sang at their ease. They weren't the human race, my dear. They weren't the human race. Dreamed I saw a building with 1,000 floors, 1,000 windows and 1,000 doors. But none of them was ours, my dear. But none of them was ours. Stood on a great plain in the falling snow. 10,000 soldiers marched to and fro, looking for you and me, my dear. Looking for them. Thank you.
Well, that was good. And now our next participant is Swastik.
Good evening, my respected teacher and my dear friends. Today I am going to recite a poem named A Dog is a Dog by T.S. Eliot. Now dogs pretend they like to fight. They often bark, more seldom bite. But yet a dog is on the whole what you would call a simple soul. Of course, I am not including pickies and such fantastic canine freaks. The usual dog about the town is much inclined to play the clown, and far from showing too much pride, is frequently undignified. He is very easily taken in. Just chuck him underneath the chin, or slap his back, or shake his paw. He will gamble and guffaw. He is such an easygoing lout. He will answer any hail or shout. Again, I must remind you that a dog is a dog, a cat is a cat. Thank you.
Well, that was good, except for your keeping the eyes closed. And our next participant is Aishik.
Good evening, my respected teachers and my dear friends. I am Aishik Mukherjee
I study in class 6 in St. Agnes School. Today I am going to recite the poem The Patriot into Traitor, written by Robert Browning. It was roses, roses all the way, with myrtle mixed in my path like mad. The house roof seemed to heave and sway. The church spires flames, such flags they had a year ago on this very day. The air broke into a mist with bells. The old walls rocked with the crowd and cries. Had I said, good folk, bear noise repels, but give me your son from yonder skies? They had answered, and afterward, what else? Alack, it was I who leaped at the sun, to give it my loving friends to keep. Not man could do, have I left undone, and you see my harvest, what I reap. This very day, now a year is run. There's nobody on the housetops now, just a palsied few at the windows set. For the best of the sight is all allow at the Shambles gate, or better yet, by the very scaffold's foot I trow. I go in the rain, and more than needs, a rope cut both my wrist behind. And I think by the feel my forehead bleeds, for they fling, whoever has a mind, stones at me for my years' misdeeds. Thus I entered, and thus I go. In triumphs, people have dropped down dead. Paid by the world, what dost thou owe? Me? God might question. Now instead, Tish, God shall repay. I am safer so. Thank you.
That was very nicely presented. And now our next participant is Utsav, who will be reciting.
Good evening, sir and my dear friends. Today I will recite the poem The Builders by H.W. Longfellow. All are architects of fate, working in these voids of time, some with massive deeds and gifts, some with ornaments of life. Nothing useless is or low, each thing in its place is best, and what seems but idle show strengthens and supports the rest. For the structure that predates time is with material filled. Our 2 days and yesterdays are the blocks with which we will truly shape and fashion these leaves may yawning draft between. Things not because no man sees, such things will remain unseen. In the early days of art, builders wrought with greatest care. Each minute and unseen card God may see everywhere. Let us do our work as well, both the unseen and seen. Make the houses where God may dwell beautiful, entire, and clean. Else our lives are incomplete, standing in these voids of time, broken staircase where the kids stumble as they seek to climb. Build today, then strong and sure, with a firm and ample base, and ascending and secure shall tomorrow find its place. Thus alone can be attained to those turrets that the eye see the world as one vast plain, and the boundless reach of sky. Thank you.
That was okay. And our last participant is Meghna today.
Good evening to my respected teacher and my dear friends. I am Meghna Khatun, reading in class 7 in Steel Carmel School. Today I am going to recite the poem Daffodils by William Wordsworth. Daffodils. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. Beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. 10,000 saw I, at, continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in never-ending line along the margins of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not be but gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. For oft, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. Thank you.
Well, that was pretty cool. Out of the night that covers me, black as the peat from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the frail clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade. And yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. This is a poem, Invictus, written by William Ernest Henley in 1875. And this poem, Invictus, was a very inspiring poem to none other than the first Black president of South Africa, Dr. Nelson Mandela. In fact, there is a film, Invictus, where president's role has been played by Mr. Morgan. It's a wonderful movie, and this poem is also beautiful. You have tried your level best, but I think you can do better. Before we stop recording, I just want you to know one thing. As William Wordsworth said, poetry is a spontaneous overflow of emotions recollected in tranquility. We are human beings. We have emotions, passions, compassions. And our development depends on how much influenced we are through the poems. I will be analyzing your recitation, but after some time I'll be sending you the link, YouTube link, opening which you can see your recitation. You watch your recitation several times, and before next class, that is on Sunday, you must write on the wall your own observation, that where you think that you did very well, and what improvement do you think you can do or you should do. With this, and wishing you all the best for future endeavors in different types of competitions, we sign off from the poem recitation competition today. Thank you all.